Okay, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan's Wallpaper. And we're closing in on another gap that's between the wall and the cabinet. This small box of cabinets up here, above your refrigerator, well, because the wall isn't straight, they had to shim the cabinet and created at least a 3/16 inch gap between the wall and the cabinet. And so what do? Are you stuck with that ugly space there? Or is there something we can do about it? Well, there's something you can do about it. And what I did while I was off camera was I took very dense caulking and I put it in the gap and I put a lot of it in there. And so you can see it right there, right? And so because the gap was so wide, I used a 6-inch taping knife. You see the corner on this? See that corner? If you do it with the wrong one, you're going to put the caulking in and then pull it out if you use the wrong one. So just look at how the taping knife served the purpose. You see how it flattened it out? Now, ideally, you would let that dry, ideally, so that when you brush your paint in there, it doesn't disturb that beautiful flat appearance of that caulking. Here's the only problem. If you should leave tape on these cabinets, these laminate cabinets too long, you run the risk of pulling off the laminate surface. I'm using one of the least aggressive tapes that you can use. This is tape that I get from Sherwin-Williams. It's their 1-inch masking tape. But a lot of you like to use the blue. You think, oh, I gotta use the blue tape. It's very expensive and it's very sticky. And I guarantee you that if you don't use the blue tape regularly, you will pull off your paint, you'll pull off your texture, because painters are always cutting corners. If you're pulling off paint with that tape, it's likely that you did it too soon after the paint job, or that your painter did not prime the surface underneath, and that's why the paint came off so easily. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to paint that now, yellow, and I'm going to bridge that gap between the wall and the cabinet. Now, the trick that I'm gonna use is I've loaded my brush up with paint. It's almost dripping off the brush. And here I go. I'm gonna put it in there. The point is, now I might get a little on the cabinet because I'm gonna get a little on the cabinet. I'll wipe it off because I want to get as much paint in that corner as I can. Okay, I got it up there. Hold on. Okay, I got as much up there as I wanted to. Now watch what happens when I pull it off. In other words, you want to go thick because ideally you put 2 coats of paint on everything, right? So by putting it on thick, you're accomplishing that goal, putting a nice thick coat of paint on it. I did such a good job that it saturated the paper. Let's see how it looks. Look at that beautiful straight line. Okay? Look at the beautiful straight line we created by using caulking and the right tape. Okay? Now, don't rush this. If you've never done this before, you don't want to rush the process. You want to use a lot of caulking because caulking shrinks and it's going to pull into the gap. So you want to shoot as much caulking in there. There's a lot of things you can do. You can put that styrofoam sealant in there, you spray it in, but if you put too much in, I don't recommend it because if you've never used it before, you could actually alter the plumb of your cabinets. But if you were good at it and you just used a little, it's a good filler. But here we just use caulking, okay? And we filled in that gap beyond the surface, what you can see, and then filled it out to the top, and then went down the caulking and actually like flattened it out like the way you would plaster. And the result is a beautiful bridging of the cabinet, filling in that ugly gap. And for those of you who are going to remind me in the comment section, oh, he got paint on the cabinets. If you watch the whole video, you'll see that I did that on purpose, or at least knowing that I was doing it. Because there's a lot of critics on YouTube and everybody likes to point out everybody else's faults, which is fine. But I know there's paint on it. I'm showing you the filling in of the gap. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. If you like the video, click on like, and please subscribe to my channel. And thanks a lot for watching. And if you have a better way of doing this, do me a favor, let us know in the comments section. We'd like to learn from you. Thank you.